Elrond rebrands as MultiverseX, shifting focus to the metaverse. Bitcoin outperforms Nasdaq after Fed raises rates by 0.75%. We take a look at the layer 1 blockchains and see what their revenues are. UK Parliament Committee launches inquiry into risks and benefits of NFTs. Coinbase reports better than expected Q3 earnings. It cuts its losses by half. And the highly anticipated use reveal is live now. Ethereum tokens are soaring, but what is next for the ecosystem? We take a look at what could be popping off next. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Assets of Value podcast. Today, on November the 4th, and every day, we connect to give an industry's insider's perspective on crypto, Web3, and NFT topics. We're the founders of Assets of Value, a Web3 research organization. We're here to inform. Our podcast is not to be taken as legal or financial advice. Abe, it's been a while since we've done a podcast. You've been away partying on your birthday. I'm glad to have you back. Let's jump straight into it.
Hi, Shwab. How's it going, man? For me, this is one of the most interesting times in crypto because Bitcoin has started outperforming Nasdaq. And this has happened before, even in the 2021 bull run. I'm not predicting a bull run here because that would be outrageous. But Bitcoin is about to have a really good relief rally, I think.
If we take a look at the market and the coins today, it's altcoin season. We are seeing huge gains. Loopring, LRC ticker, that's up 47%. Arweave is up 40%. Phantom 23%. Mina is up 30%. Algo 20%. I mean, it's green everywhere. What's going on? Bitcoin dominance, I think, is around the 40% mark. That usually means altcoins will be pumping.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. It's not just about Bitcoin dominance, but you can see there's a positive sentiment around altcoins. People trust altcoins more. MicroStrategy has revealed their Bitcoin holding and the losses associated with. And there has been a study saying that if MicroStrategy has been buying Ethereum instead of Bitcoins, they will be at $1.6 billion profit rather than $1.3 billion loss. Interesting find, obviously. So people are thinking Bitcoins and altcoins are correlated, and altcoins have lower market cap. It has higher volatility, and whenever a well-known Twitter influencer tweets, the coin goes to moon. So people are moving towards altcoins en masse. That's what's happening. I'm extremely excited for November.
I mean, this was predicted, right? I mean, it coincides perfectly with the midterm elections. There needs to be positive sentiment. If we look stateside, festive season is just around the corner. Traders, investors, they want to be taking profits. They need a green market to be able to do that. If we continue in that theme, the winter is now also coming in on the northern hemisphere, and that does mean a lot more people are indoors, which could suggest that more people are in front of their screens and either trading or just not spending time away from their screens. I mean, it's almost like a perfect positive storm. Yes, I've given some of the human behaviors and the kind of media agenda in terms of perfect timing, but I think historically September's quite a bad month. October is meh, and November usually sees a good pump going into December. Elrond rebrands as Multiverse X. This is huge news, Abe. What do you think about this?
Oh my god, I couldn't literally believe. When I read the Coin Telegraph article, I thought they are like maybe doing something for the Halloween, right? We have all seen that thing. But this is unbelievable because Elrond had a specific theme going on. Elrond is for institutions and providing infrastructures in a centralized way. So they have almost 20 validators. All those validators belong to the Elrond group, and they have countless small projects all having similar tokenomics. They have edX, MyEdX, which is not exactly edX but controlled by Elrond team. So they have this whole ecosystem which is very similar to Apple, I should say, which is really optimized, which is really good to use, like user interface is pretty good. But the whole of the theme is centralization. But they decided to capture more interest that's emerging in the metaverse space. But the move to name it as multiverse is something outrageously brilliant, I should say. I don't know how they will organize it and market it efficiently because multiverse, as you know, is a science fiction concept and blockchains are technology, it's not science fiction. Perhaps they have some branding ideas in mind, but MultiverseX makes it a degen project that's pretty cruel to Elrond holders.
Well, I don't know. I think it makes a lot of sense because Elrond, you mentioned that it was an infrastructure. It's known for infrastructure and its centralization, and that's where its strength is, right? If we look at metaverse, we see fragments of metaverses. I don't even know if that's a term, or is it metaverse sci? But what we're seeing is sandbox. We're seeing um, Decentraland. We're seeing other small communities of multiverses, which actually they're not a metaverse, because by the very notion you can only have one metaverse. They are actually clusters of smaller environments. But I quite like the play around multiverse X. It really is forward thinking, and it positions Elrond ready for the next bull run. So I'm looking at the price. Currently, it is trading at 59.83, so nearly $60. But if we look at that, that was trading way back December 2021 and January 2022. We were hitting heights of nearly $500. Now, that rebrand could play into the hands of any newcomers where the drive and the momentum of metaverses. I do like the way that they've put their terminology in. It is actually multiverse. That does make a lot more sense. And they want to be the major players in providing that infrastructure. We know one of the biggest companies, Meta, has rebranded in the same sort of vein, and we do know that it's going to be the future in terms of where the technology is going and where the users will come. But we're looking 5 years forward, maybe even 7. I'll be amazed if it happens in 3 years. But crypto and technology does move extremely fast. But yes, out of the blue, I was not expecting this rebrand. It is something that we'll have to get used to. But any latecomers, they wouldn't have known Elrond. But maybe that could play into their strengths. Anyway, enough of that. We've been speaking about that for quite a bit of time. Just giving my kind of angle on this one. I actually want to talk about Avalanche. Not only Avalanche, but Polkadot's revenue was $115,000.
Oh my god, that's a crazy figure. Polkadot is one of the biggest ecosystem. It's valued at more than 10 billion. Their revenue is little shy of 150K.
I mean, we got senior execs earning, double, triple that. And whether they are skewing their reporting figures, but certainly in terms of revenue generated in Q3, 115,000 is what they're going with. For comparison, Avalanche was 2.3 million. I won't go into the circulating PS ratios, etc. But Cosmos was 142,000. But yeah, it's Polkadot. We were discussing this a few weeks back in the sense that what is happening with Polkadot? Is it a sleeping giant? Is it running into problems? And then shortly after, Gavin Wood, there was an announcement that came out that Gavin Wood had stepped down or stepped aside. Is it struggling? We do know that the parachain auctions are still continuing. It does seem like there's still a lot of interest in there. But where are we with Polkadot as a whole? And more importantly, why has Avalanche ecosystem grown to 1.8 billion? Have you heard anything?
Yeah. So it all comes to development and activeness of the user. Polkadot, as you know, is a slow growth emulator. They grow with Bitcoin in a bull market, and their ecosystem grows together. But Avalanche is different. Avalanche doesn't necessarily have an ecosystem. It has a lot of dApps built on it, but there are no blockchains built on Avalanche. There are side nets, but that doesn't count. So whatever happens in Avalanche ecosystem benefits the Avalanche token. But in Polkadot, whatever happens in the Polkadot ecosystem, it just benefits the ecosystem. For example, if Moonbeam has a good news, it will benefit Moonbeam only. It won't benefit Polkadot visibly or directly. Maybe indirectly, Polkadot will be much more famous when a project in their ecosystem pumps really hard. But price-wise, it doesn't have a major impact. So that's why Avalanche ecosystem is gaining traction, because it's a single ecosystem. It's a focused ecosystem, unlike Polkadot or Cosmos. But Cosmos is trying to change it. Cosmos has a new proposal just to make Atom token to be the center of everything happen in the Cosmos ecosystem. At least we see some ecosystems changing their attitude and maybe promoting their own token over others. Sure, can you please tell me what's the revenue of Cosmos ecosystem? I think it should be more than Polkadot's.
Yeah, it is. The Cosmos one is it's not by much, it's 142,000. And bear in mind, this is Q3 revenues in a bear market, but it's 142,000 for Q3, which is only slightly above the 115 that Polkadot did report on. But Cosmos hasn't got the backing that Polkadot has in terms of the parachain auctions and the total value locked in. So I'm surprised that generating a revenue of only 115,000.
Yeah, I'll add to that. If you do anything in Cosmos, it's free, completely free. If you want to launch your own chain, you are welcome. It's free, completely. If you want to launch a tab, free. If you want to do 1,000 transactions, it will hardly cost you $1. But Polkadot is nothing like that. And more importantly, let me add you that you can stake Atom with just one Atom. But if you want to stake Polkadot, you have to have a minimum balance on your wallet, unless your wallet will be deactivated, and you have to have 5 atoms to at least to start staking. So these are technical mishaps that was supposed to occur, but you see that a protocol like Cosmos that's not aimed to make revenue, that's aimed to survive better and serve blockchains as a whole in a better way. I know that maybe Q2 2023, Cosmos is try to become a more profitable, a more revenue focused chain with its new deflationary tokenomics and all. But this is quite surprising to me, because even if they are not trying to make revenue, they are making more revenue than Polkadot. I'm surprised, and that makes me more bullish on Cosmos as an ecosystem and as a token.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at the prices right now. So Polkadot is trending at $6.81, and we've got Avalanche. Well, let me just circle back to the all-time high of Polkadot. That's an all-time high of just over $50, 53 according to CoinGecko. And Avalanche is currently trading at just over $19 at $19.06. That saw a high of what was it? It was $125, just over that. Whilst Cosmos or Atom, that is currently trading at 1488. Now that has seen its high of let's just get a figure on that, just over $40. So what's your take on this? I know you're a big Cosmos fan, and we think that an interconnected blockchain of blockchains is the way to go, and we do think that Cosmos ecosystem is primed for that. With such close proximity in price, Cosmos or Atom trading at 1488 and Avalanche at $19, would you say that Avalanche is completely underpriced and undervalued right now?
First, let me clear something. I'm not a fan of any ecosystem. I'm a fan of the technology. I adore the technology. That's the technology is blockchain. But I'm not a fan of any ecosystems or any talk. Why? Because I need to have a logical and clear mindset to do all the research work. So if I'm being a fan of a specific ecosystem, that means I'll be biased, and my decisions and comments and opinions will be irrational and clouded by biases. So coming to the Cosmos price action and the probability that Cosmos will hit a better ROI than Avalanche, I think Cosmos has a winning formula here, because Avalanche, even though it's an EVM chain, it's just an EVM chain. So people will be thinking, why should I use an EVM chain when I can use the Ethereum chain itself? Why should I use a separate chain and risk bridging my assets and risk having lesser liquidity when I can just use any layer 2 solution like Optimism, Arbitrum, zk, Polygon, Immutable X? There are literally a lot of options in the EVM compatibility. There are literally a lot of options in the EVM segment. And of course, Avalanche will pump in the next bull run. It's guaranteed, because the team is strong. Emin Gunsera is one of the most respected figures in the blockchain industry. But if you are really looking for those nice, juicy gains, I suggest you look towards Atom. I think that's the next evolutionary technology we'll witness in blockchain.
Not financial advice, of course. So Abe just dropping his thoughts and wisdoms on that one. We're actually bombing out of time, but we've got so much more to discuss. I'm going to quickly rattle through these. UK Parliament Committee launches inquiry into risks and benefits of NFTs. This to me just sounds like more taxpayer money to understand what their think tank team should already be on top of. Ultimately, it's going to be, well, how can we tax NFT holders or protect them? Let's see how this plays out, but I'm hoping that it's a positive move and it's not just a cash grab where they are looking at forward thinkers and then trying to tax them on those. We do know that the newly appointed prime minister is crypto friendly, but it's still early days and we need to see what types of policies come out of that. But what is another bullish sign for crypto is that governments are taking it absolutely seriously, and especially around NFTs, which is a small corner of the whole kind of Web3 ecosystem. It's really positive that the UK Parliament is already jumping on that. I just wish and pray that they can come up with a fair deal for everybody. We'll be tracking that one closely as well. Coinbase reports better than expected Q3 earnings. Uh, Losses are cut in half. That is super bullish. Abe, what's your take on this? I'll bring you in on this one.
I think we are going through an interesting time here. We know that Coinbase has been losing market share since the introduction of FTX in the US region. So FTX has all the liquidity and all the trust because of the figure of SPF, Sam Bankman-Fried. And slowly ZC, Changpeng Zhao of Binance is also stepping into the lands. But Coinbase remains an important pathway or an important platform in the US region. So when they report profit rather than losses, that means US people, the traditional, like we can't say traditional, but the traditional Web3 investors in the US are back again. So they are investing in crypto, perhaps more aggressively than ever before. And that's what's pushing Coinbase prices, Coinbase profits. So if you ask me, I would say that Coinbase making profit means Americans buying crypto. If Americans are buying crypto, that means we might not see further downsides. Maybe we'll see sideways price action, but if you're hoping for 10K BTC or 9K BTC, it just might not happen.
I'd have to agree. I would absolutely have to agree. It does seem like Coinbase is the preferred partner in terms of institutionalizing crypto in the American scene. And I think the fact that they have already cut their losses in Q3 by half, I think there is a lot of onboarding and a lot of interest in crypto with some big players. That could be a sign that the bottom is very close. Yes, the macro environment is going to overpower that, but in terms of onboarding, I think big corporations are ready and waiting on the sidelines. Let's move on. The highly anticipated Utes reveal is live now. It's actually dropping live, and I like what they're doing. Every 3 minutes, they are revealing each PFP, each NFT that has been claimed already. They are revealing that, and that is just driving so much hype across crypto NFT Twitter. And there's a lot of talk. So the founder, Frank, he's well regarded within certainly the Solana NFT ecosystem. Their project D Gods is the most generates the most volume compared to the next 10 projects down. So this has been a highly anticipated event within the Solana ecosystem, and that Utes reveal is happening now. But I want to end the show on Ethereum tokens that are soaring. Yes, proof of stake is now a thing. Yes, crypto market and altcoins are pumping, but what do you think is next for the Ethereum ecosystem? I mean, Loopring has soared 49%. Polygon is up 21%. Lido DAO has gained 17%. The whole system around Ethereum is on fire in a positive way. What could be next? I mean, we know that ZK rollups is a thing. We've even heard Vitalik wanting to put more efforts around there. Tell us your thoughts on this.
What can I tell about Ethereum ecosystem? It's one of the most advanced, most comprehensive, and most liquid ecosystems in the world. So what can I tell about Ethereum ecosystem? Because I love Ethereum as a project. I love their ecosystem. I love how the projects support each other. Reminds me of Cosmos. So Vitalik's plan is to focus on zero knowledge scaling solutions rather than just other layer 2 solutions. And I think this is very crucial here because when Ethereum moves forward, that's a huge energy in the altcoin market. When Ethereum pumps, when Ethereum is healthy, all coins pump together. We saw it with the merge because Ethereum pumped nearly 2x and all coins blasted off, giving nearly 3x to 4x on a good altcoin. So a stable and healthy and green Ethereum is always better for the entire altcoin market. Apart from that, when you notice that these people, these crypto developers, When they focus on specific things like ZK rollup, that means scaling is getting crucial here. That's why all these scaling solutions are pumping. So Vitalik said that he'll be focusing more on scaling solutions like a month ago. You can see the effect now. So that's why it becomes important when you are holding crypto. If you pay attention to the important news that's happening around you, you will be ending up with nice gains because market will reward you for your patience and for your learning efforts. So Vitalik said this around a month ago, and now we are seeing the absolutely crazy gains. Polygon. There will be more to follow. I'm pretty sure about that. Immutable X is not pumping because of their token unlock schedule. It's supposed to happen today. I haven't checked. It must have happened already. So that's it. That's my thoughts on Ethereum ecosystem. The wonderful days again.
I think you're holding back there, Abe. Yes, I'm glad you mentioned the IMX token unlock. So we were anticipating that. So I've not checked the price on that. Let me just have a quick look. But while I am looking at that, ZK Sync and Starknet, give us some alpha regarding that.
Well, there's supposed to be airdrops all over the space. So ZK Sync has already announced an airdrop. Of course, Darknet also. You can be eligible for these airdrops by doing certain tasks in a certain way. And basically, it's all about interacting with the testnet, interacting with the faucet, interacting with some of the dApps built on it, and bridges. So for a new crypto guy, this is a great opportunity to get free money because airdrops are free money. Airdrops are system rewarding you for your cooperation and for your interaction.
Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. I think we've said enough. There's definitely room for opportunity there. Starknet.
I guess we should be providing some of the airdrop strategies to our viewers, right, as a document file.
Indeed, indeed. Viewers, listeners, leave your comments underneath the podcast. If you're happy and you want to know more about this, drop us a comment. Check us out on Twitter. You will find us dropping a lot of alpha there, and we will be outlining some of those approaches that you could take. But I think, Abe, we've totally bombed out of time. I know we've been gone away for about a week or so, and there was so much more to catch up. There was so much more to talk about as well, but it doesn't allow us, and we've bombed out of time. As always, it's been super fun. I'm glad you were able to jam with us today. That's it. Until next time, thank you, everybody, and we're signing off.